Hello, parents and students. This is the video and email that you guys have been waiting for. We are only 1 week away from camp, and in this video, we're going to try to cover all the details and all the questions that you may have about camp. Also, in this email, you will receive a little packet that has pretty much all this stuff in written form. The video would just probably expound on some of these and make sure you're really clear on some of the things. Some things are different than years past. We have a lot of new things planned for this year. So I would like to just kind of walk through this. And if you have any other questions after watching the video, feel free to email me, text me, call me, come visit me, whatever it is, to make sure that you have all your questions answered before camp. So here's the overview of camp. We're going to Rock Springs, which many of you guys are aware of. We're staying 5 days and 4 nights. We have about 200 right now, 236 students and leaders heading to camp. So we have more than last year. Super excited. We have incredible worship. It's going to be led by Ben and his team. Teaching is going to be done by Gretchen, who was at camp last year. So if you went to camp last year, you know how awesome that was. And we just want to have a lot of fun with competitions and some games and worship and message and community groups and late nights. So we want to talk through all of that here. Our theme this year is I Am. If you've been coming to Surge this summer, we have been doing a series called Jesus Is, and we've been looking at different attributes of who Christ is. And we're kind of going to continue that with a little different flair, and we're going to be looking at the 7 I am statements that's found in the book of John. So super excited to kind of walk through this, to learn together, to grow together in our walk with Christ. So our theme is I am. Now here is the purpose of camp. It's fourfold. One is to get away from the distractions of our lives, and just to have some personal time with God and others, which is my next point. Go back. Number 2 is to connect with other people. We want you to connect with your community group. We want you to connect with your leader. I want to connect with you. Ryan wants to connect with you. Like, we want to have this connection, this bonding, this interaction with each other. So it's to connect with each other. Number 3, probably the most important, is to connect with God. Like, we want you to have this, and we have created this environment for you to have this encounter with God. And a lot of times that happens when we don't have the distractions of our lives, right? When we don't have our cell phones that's right in front of us all the time. So we want to have this encounter with God. And number 4 is we're going to have fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. We have some new things planned this year that we have not ever done, that I'm super excited about. So we value fun in our student ministry. We have lots of fun all the time. Summer camp is no exception for that. So we're going to have a lot of fun together. So we are meeting at the church to leave for camp on Monday, a week from today at 1:30, July 29th. Please be on time. Our goal was to be pulling out in our buses by 2 o'clock or a little after 2 o'clock. We're going to mention this later, but eat before you come. We're not going to have lunch. Our first meal will be dinner at camp. So eat lunch before you come on the 29th. And then we should be back at the church around 12:30 on the Friday, August 2nd. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and we'll keep you updated on our arrival when we're leaving camp, and all that information. We'll try to keep you updated there. Also, we're going to be live streaming our worship services, our morning and evening sessions. So parents, I would encourage you guys to hop on there, watch, see what your kids are learning about, see what your kids are doing at camp, so you can have those conversations when they arrive back at home. So YouTube or Facebook Live will have those live streams happening. Okay, emergency contact. This is all going to be on your handout, so you don't need to write it down. But I have my number, Ryan's number, Doug's number, our camp nurses, Brian and Missy, who's been doing camp with us since the beginning. All the information is there. The address of the camp is there. The phone number of camp is there. So if you need to get a hold of your child or you need to get a hold of anyone at camp, call us. If for some reason our cell phones are not picking up, call the camp office and we will get the information to your child, whatever needs to happen. But that is all the contact information that you should need. All right, check-in. We talked about this already, but you will be meeting on the 29th, next Monday at 1:30. Please eat before you come. Again, huge reminder, so you're not hungry. Once you arrive, you'll check in. You'll get a name tag with your name, your bus number, and your cabin assignment. Okay? So I would suggest just putting that on your shirt until you get to camp. Once you get to your cabin and know what room you're in, then you can throw that away if you want to. But you'll have all that information when you arrive on Monday. Medications. If you have medications that you need to take while you're at camp, our camp nurses will be at check-in. We'll have Ziploc bags that we can put your name and all the information on there. So please check in with our camp nurses if you have medications that your kids need to take while they're at camp. Rooming. So the cabins we're staying in, again, if you have ever gone to fall retreat, this is the same place that we go for fall retreat. The cabins are pretty much bunk style cabins. They'll be like you'll be in the same cabin with your grade, and then there's kind of individual rooms in there that holds, I think, 6 to 8 people per room. So we have all that information. We tried our best to assign you a cabin that you picked for your roommates, but you're sleeping there. That's pretty much all you're doing. So please be gracious if there's any issues with your rooming. But you will need bedding for twin beds, okay? Twin beds for your rooming situation. Transportation, we are traveling in school buses this year. So we have 4 school buses that will be taking us to camp. We're going to be together following caravan as we go to camp. Our camp nurses will be there in case something happens and we need them on the way there. When we get to camp, we will have all of our luggage in a big U-Haul. This will be different than fall retreat if you've done fall retreat. So you will unload the bus and then you will find your luggage from the U-Haul and you would take your luggage to your cabin, okay? Fall retreat, we try to put your luggage in your cabin. That's not going to happen for camp. So you'll roll your luggage or take your luggage to your camp or to your cabin, and then once you get to your cabin, I would go ahead and make your beds, do whatever you need to do to kind of get settled in. Your community group leader will have a time to just kind of meet with you for a few minutes before you jet out and you go to the gym or go to play 9 square or gaga ball or all those different things that you want to do as soon as you get to camp. Spend some time in your cabin with your leader, and then they will let you know when you guys are free to head out from there. I think that's all the information for transportation. Community group leaders. So parents, this is for you. Like, we want you to know that we take safety very seriously here. All your community group leaders have been background checked and they've been trained. We had our training yesterday. So they know what they're doing and they are excited for camp. And they're excited to spend a week with your teenager. Free time activities. Oops, go back to that one. Free time activities. So every day there'll be some free time between 2 and 5. So during that time is when you can go to the gym, you can go play disc golf, you can play volleyball, do all these different things. We have some different tournaments happening during that time as well. But also during this time is when you will have your activities that you signed up for. So when you get to camp, when you arrive at camp, you'll have a little devotion book and it will have all the activities for camp that you signed up for. So you'll just find your name, you'll see Tuesday or Thursday at a certain time and that you need to be at your activity. Okay, so this is happening during that free time. So Tuesdays and Thursdays is our activity days. So if you sign up for horseback riding or zip lining or canoeing or whatever it is that you signed up for, you would go and to that activity. You need to be there about 10 minutes before your assigned activity, and you'll do it, and then you'll have the rest of that time for free time. Okay. I think that's it. So activities, tournaments, the pool will be open during that time as well, for your free time stuff. Cell phones. So here's the deal with cell phones. We don't want any cell phones. Your leader will have a cell phone. We'll have our cell phones. So parents, I would encourage you to get your leaders, your child's leaders' cell phone numbers as well. But no child needs a cell phone this week. It's an hour bus ride there and back. You don't need it on the bus. This really does allow us to have a distraction-free week, so that you can have this encounter with God and encounter with your community group. So, and here's the thing I get every year. I get teenagers who say, thank you for not allowing us to bring cell phones. I get it every single year. So it will be hard for some of you, but that's what we're asking, is that you do not bring a cell phone. Parents, if you have questions or issues with this, please email me or call me and let me know. We can have a conversation. So no cell phones. So I get this question about money. Do I need my child to bring money? You don't need to bring any money to camp, but there is a snack shack down by the pool that will have drinks and snacks that if they want to purchase those things, it's ran by Rock Springs. It's not run by us. So if they want to bring money for snacks during free time, they can do that, but it's not required. You don't have to bring any money for camp. Let me hit the rules real quick. One is be present and on time for all activities. Pretty simple. Like meal times, be there. Sessions, be there. If you have an activity, be there. You pay for the activity, so you need to be there. Late nights, no, be there. So just be present at the activities. No weapons, no fireworks, no matches, no lighters, no knives. Okay, very important. No cell phones, no tobacco, alcohol, or drugs. No girls in guys' rooms or cabins, and vice versa. No guys in girls' cabins or rooms. No pranks. Pranks are usually kind of fun to begin with, but then they just build up, and it just leads to usually people getting hurt or hurt feelings or something. So we say no pranks allowed. No bullying, and this is no exception. Like we would not tolerate anyone being bullied. Students, if you feel like you're being picked on at camp, you talk to your leader, you talk to me or Ryan or Doug or someone, and we will address it immediately. Okay, we want this to be a safe place for you, so we would not tolerate any sort of bullying, picking. I know guys, they have a way to communicate love by putting people down. We're asked that you don't do that. Okay. No purple or PDA. Pretty much no girl should be touching guys and vice versa. No holding hands, no kissing, no snuggling, no sitting on laps. None of that. Okay. No purple. Guys are blue, girls are pink. If you mix them together, you get purple. We don't want any of this happening at camp. Okay. And then when it's time for lights out, we're asking that no one leave their cabins. It's pretty simple. This is a zero tolerance. If we catch you outside of your cabin, then your parents will be coming to Rock Springs to pick you up. It's plain and simple. Okay. When it's time for you to be in your cabin, it's time for lights out. It needs to stay that way. If we catch you outside of your cabin, you will be sent home immediately. So that is your warning for that. Dress code. Let me talk about this briefly. We really haven't had issues with this in the past, but I want it to be very clear. Bathing suits. Okay, here's our policy for bathing suits. It can be a one-piece, it can be a two-piece, but here's what we ask, that it's modest. Okay, there's some two-pieces that obviously are very immodest. There are some one-pieces that are very immodest. So wear whatever bathing suit, girls, that you want, but it needs to be modest. If you have questions about if this is modest or immodest, then text your leader girls, or you can text my wife and she can tell you, nope, that's probably not showing too much or whatever. And then, if we get to camp and you're in the pool swimming and we feel like what you're wearing is too revealing, then we'll ask you to put on a t-shirt or something. And same for guys. Like, there's some bathing suits, guys, that you should never wear, right? So if we see that you're wearing something that you shouldn't be wearing, we won't ask you to put something else on to cover that up, okay? Other than that, just read through this. No halter tops, no tops must have straps, no spaghetti straps, no tube tops, or whatever. So just read through this. If you have questions, guys or girls, let me know. Shorts and dresses must be modest length. So yeah, if you have questions, let me know on that. Packing list. I am not going to walk through this entire packing list. You'll have this. Some things I will kind of highlight is, one, bring your Bible, like an actual Bible that's not your phone, since you can't have your phone. This is huge. Like, for you to have the Word of God that you can open up and have this available for all the sessions. Okay, have your Bible. Theme day, we encourage you guys to wear theme day stuff, and we're going to talk about that here in a few minutes. Bring a pair of clothes that you don't mind getting a little messed up. It may not get messed up, but just this summer camp, you never know. We'll talk about that later as well. Flashlights, bring a flashlight. It gets pretty dark at camp at night, so bring a flashlight, bring a pool towel and a bathing towel. Bug spray. I've never been to Rock Springs during the summer, so I don't know quite the bug situation, if there's mosquitoes or anything, but I would just bring it just in case. And then all your toiletries and all that stuff. So, and boys, listen, middle school boys especially, please shower, okay? By day 3 or 4, if you haven't showered, like we all know that, and no, the pool does not count as a shower or a bath. So using soap and shampoo is huge. Brush your teeth. Your parents would appreciate that, right? So do those things. All right. Schedule. Let's walk through the schedule together. So the first night, 2 things I want to point out is, one is we're having a backyard barbecue. All right. So all of our meals will be in the dining hall except for Monday. Unless it rains, then we'll move it to the dining hall. But Monday, the 29th, we're having a backyard barbecue. Be down by the water wheel and the pool. So that is our first meal. Be outside, so be prepared for that. And then the other thing we'll talk about on Monday is our late night, which is the pool party. All right. So we'll go to session, you go to community groups, and then you'll come down to the pool for swimming and hanging out. Tuesday. A few things I would point out is, well, I'll point that out in a second. One is, this is the first day of activities. So again, look at your name, look at the schedule, see if you have anything planned for Tuesday. But we're doing the aerial archery, the giant swing, the high ropes, horseback riding, mountain biking, the stream study, and the team building stuff is happening on Tuesday. Also, something that's happening this year that we've never done before is we're doing a commercial challenge. Okay, this is a challenge that you'll get with your team. It could be your grade, it could be guys and girls together doing this. But you're going to create a 30 to 60 second commercial advertising something, okay? So you can start thinking through this. Your leaders are already thinking through this, but you're going to be creating a commercial for Wednesday night, which we'll talk about in a second. So that is happening Tuesday. You'll kind of start that process. You have until till Wednesday at 2 o'clock to finish your commercial. We have tournaments happening, 9 Square tournament, Gaga Ball tournament happening that day as well. And then the late night for Tuesday is guys and girls night, okay? We're not going to reveal a lot of what's happening that night, but we will reveal that at camp. But just be prepared for guys and girls night. It's going to be a ton of fun, something that we've never done before. Okay, Wednesday is our red, white, and blue day. While we're at camp, the Olympics are also happening, so we're going to celebrate America and wear our American colors, red, white, and blue. The things I will highlight on this day is At 2 o'clock, from 2 until 5, will be our slip and slide. Okay, so we're going to actually bring out the slip and slide on Tuesday night for the guys' night, girls' night. But we're going to bring it back out on Wednesday afternoon. And we have assigned times for this. We got 7th and 8th graders. We got 9th and 10th graders, 11th and 12th graders, assigned times for you to go down slip and slide as much as you want on Wednesday. Right now, there's no activities planned for Wednesday. The only thing that may change with that is horseback riding. So they have this kind of formula for horseback riding where it's the temperature plus the humidity minus the wind, the miles per hour of the wind. That has to be at or below 135. If it's above that, then they can't ride their horses. Okay, so if Tuesday, if the temperatures are too hot for horseback riding, but Wednesday is cool enough for horseback riding, the people who are assigned to be horseback riding on Tuesday will go to Wednesday. Okay, so that's the only activities that we might be doing on Wednesday. Wednesday we also have a volleyball tournament and a 3-on-3 basketball tournament happening. And then Wednesday nights we're doing our late night show. And yeah, I'll talk about the colors for that in just a second. Thursday is our disco day. The things I will highlight is our activities again. We got archery, canoes, high ropes, horseback riding again, rifles, and trap shooting. And here's for all the activities. I mentioned this earlier, but you need to arrive about 10 minutes before your assigned time so that when your time gets there, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever time you're supposed to be there and start your activity, you're there and that you can start on time. Okay, so make sure you're there about 10 minutes before your assigned time. We have a Newcomb tournament and a disc golf tournament happening at 3 o'clock or that afternoon. And then that night is our disco party. And this is something different that we've never done, but we're doing a silent disco this year at camp. Pretty much what that is everyone will have headphones. There'll be 2 different playlists happening, 2 different channels that you can go back and forth on and just have some fun and dance together, sing together. So we will see how that works. I'm a little nervous about it. I've never done this, but I've heard it's a blast. So that is our disco for Thursday night. And then Friday, we'll wake up, have breakfast, have a short session on Friday before we start loading the buses and then heading home from camp. Team colors, I've already sent this in emails, but if you don't know what your team color is, 7th is pink, 10th is red, 8th is green, then 9th is light blue, 11th is dark blue, then 12th is purple. If you can't quite make that out, it's purple. And then here's what I would do when I spend a little time on. So this is going to be a little bit different than years past for our theme days. So Monday is our tropical night, and we want you to wear that to the session, then also wear it to the pool party if you so desire. Tuesday, this is different. Tuesday is our movie character day. We want you to wear your movie character stuff to the morning session. The evening and then the late nights, you don't want to wear your movie stuff because of the activities we're doing. So wear your movie character stuff to the morning session. Same thing for Wednesday. Wear your red, white, and blue for the morning session. For the evening session and for the late nights, we want you to wear your team colors. So going back to these colors here, we want you to wear those for the late night show that we're having on Wednesday night. And then Thursday, you can wear your disco stuff to the evening session, like normal. All right, so that's a little bit different than years past, but it will work better with what we're doing. Other stuff. Okay, if you're leaving your cars at camp, leave them in the fellowship parking lot, either the north lot or the east lot. Okay, and then when we return around 12:30, like I said earlier, we'll keep you guys updated on our arrival time, but we should be back around 12:30. I think that is it. No, I just want to say thank you for allowing your child to come to camp. And parents, I would encourage you guys to be praying for your student. and for the leaders. Pray that God would give them energy, the leaders' energy each day, and students, and wisdom to deal with issues that they may face. But be praying that God would just grab the hearts of our students that are going to camp. I am looking forward to this. We just got back from Belize a couple of days ago, and I've kind of put the summer camp on the back burner for about a week as I was in Belize, so I can be present there. But now that I'm back, I'm getting more pumped and excited for summer camp. I hope you guys are excited for summer camp. If you have questions, again, feel free to text me, email me, call me. I want to make sure that you are the best prepared for camp as possible. So make sure that you let me know if you have any questions whatsoever about anything that we talked about or that we maybe didn't talk about. I think that is it. I love you guys, and I will see you Wednesday, hopefully at Surge. But if not Wednesday, I will see you guys at camp on Monday. All right. Have a great week.